To me, the Knicks currently have the best offense in the league. Statistically speaking, it's the Cavaliers. They just edged them out. Knicks sit with a 119.7 offensive rating for second best in the NBA. But personally, I just trust the star power of Jalen Brunson and Cat a little more in a playoff setting. That's why I give the Knicks offense the slight edge. It's time to go over what makes them so lethal on that end of the floor. So Jalen Brunson is giving you 25.9 points and 7.5 assists per game on the year. Karl-Anthony Towns says, hold up, my turn. 24.6 points and 13.4 rebounds per game, averaging 50.5 points per game as a duo. That's just a little more than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. They fit like a glove offensively because Cat can spread the floor. 42% from three on 4.2 attempts per game. Jalen Brunson, as a pick-and-roll ball handler, produces 1.10 points per possession. It turns out he has a 39% pick-and-roll frequency, 9.3 possessions in the pick-and-roll per game. So he's in that situation a lot. I filtered above 35% frequency and above 5 possessions per game. You have players such as LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Damian Lillard. Guess who produces the most points out of them per pick and roll possession? Yes, you guessed it, Jalen Brunson. That just showcases how much he fits with Karl-Anthony Towns and how the two-man game of Brunson and Cat are giving opposing teams fits defensively. Cat doesn't roll a ton, but his threat of popping makes the defense make a decision, and it gives the Knicks an instant advantage. And outside of Giannis, Karl-Anthony Towns is the best driver as a 7-footer. He's the best at attacking closeouts for sure. He's averaging 7.3 drives per game and shoots 54.8% in that situation. Notice when you filter over 7 drives while finishing over 50% on NBA.com, all the players above him are mostly guards or forwards. Only 7-footers are Towns and Giannis. Such a unique skill to have. And combined with his shooting ability, it's annoying for defenses to guard. Keep in mind, he's playing next to a guy in Brunson who constantly is sucking in that defense. And speaking of Brunson, taking a deeper look at where and how he scores the basketball, he gets it done everywhere. Look at this shot chart. He's shooting 64% in the restricted area. In the paint, he's shooting 53.4%. And that's where most of his shots are coming from. Then the mid-range, 41%. On top of that, he's shooting 40% from three. He has no weak spots on the court. Just a nightmare for any defense right now. And on top of that, he's averaging 6.9 free throws per game. He has become a master at baiting defenders into fouls. The starting five really just fits like a glove as well. The lineup of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Towns have played 797 minutes together, the most played lineup in the NBA by far. Guess what? The second most played lineup in the league is the Timberwolves starting five, but they only have 528 minutes played. Now I filter 5-man lineups over 300 minutes, and what do you know? The New York Knicks produce the best numbers offensively. Why is that? Well, overall, the Knicks are a very efficient shooting team. They have no weak spots on the court, where the defense can force shots and feel really comfortable with that. These stats are from pivotfade.com. Above the break threes, 37%, 4th ranked in the NBA. 29th in field goals attempted at that spot. Going to corner threes, they shoot 39.7%. Ridiculous. Ranked 9th in the NBA. They take 10.8 corner threes a game as well. That's good for 5th most in the NBA. Then mid-range jumpers, 42.7%, 10th most efficient, 10th most mid-range jumpers taken per game. Then the painted region, 49.3%, 5th in the NBA, 16.6 paint shots per game, which would be ranked 19th. The only spot they really leak oil in is the restricted area in terms of efficiency, 66.8%, ranked 14th, still top half of the league in efficiency. On top of that, they get to the rim a ton. 27.5 restricted area shots per game, ranked 7th. My question is, Where on earth is their weak spot? Oh, you thought we were finished? Well, it turns out they are top 7 in efficiency on 4 of the 5 main shot types, aka jump shots, layups, floaters, and of course dunks. Only place lacking is the hook shot, and they barely take those. Then the little things just take them to another level. They are ranked number 3 in the NBA with 20 points off turnovers per game, and then the Knicks are 4th in rebounding percentage. This helps them create second chance points consistently. Karl-Anthony Towns averages 3.1 offensive rebounds. Josh Hart averages 2.2 offensive rebounds. Precious Achiuwa, 1.7. Jericho Sims, 1.3. And lastly, OG Anunoby is just over 1, while Mikal Bridges is barely under 1. They average 14.3 second chance points, so they are getting an extra 34.3 points per game by excelling in those categories, and that can be the difference between winning and losing. One thing is very clear about this team. When they are making their threes, they are a different team. In three-point percentage between wins versus losses, it's drastic for everyone besides Karl-Anthony Towns. In wins, his three-point percentage goes from 43% to 40%. But now we go to the others. Jalen Brunson, 45% to 28%. Mikal Bridges, 40% to 28%. OG Anunoby, 38% to 32%. And lastly, Josh Hart, 37% to 30%. When their threes are falling, they are unbeatable. It gives them so much confidence and energy. While when they miss, you could tell it kind of affects their defense, which has been very inconsistent this year. But overall, I could tell when they make shots, their focus and defense is better. That's something to keep an eye on moving forward. But in my opinion, they have established themselves as a team that belongs in the discussion for best team in the Eastern Conference. The A tier of the East to me is the Cavs, Celtics, and New York. It's going to be interesting to see how the Knicks finish out the year, considering they have the 5th toughest remaining schedule in the league for the rest of the season. And against above 500 competition, they have a 10-8 record, 55 win percentage. You'd like to see that improve, considering the Cavs have a 73 win percentage and the Celtics have a 62 win percentage versus above 500 competition. So if the Knicks do in fact finish strong, it's going to be very impressive and it's going to be good for them heading into the playoffs. Let me know your thoughts below. How do you think the Knicks will finish this season? But it's clear they are arguably the best offense in the league, and that's going to carry them. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.